Hello grade 8s, and we're applying our rule to our functions, putting this in a table, then plotting on the Cartesian plane. So this is the same as what we were doing yesterday, except the one update is that we're going to transfer it and put this into a Cartesian plane as well, so we can see it, and yeah, maybe we'll see something interesting about it. So the first bit, putting it into our table. That's easy enough. We've been doing a few of those, and we've been doing it in the form of spider diagrams, all sorts of things, function maps, and going, okay, so our rule is times by 4, then add 2. So we've got negative 3 times 4, negative 12, plus 2 is negative 10. Okay, easy enough. Input, apply rule, output. And we're putting these into ordered pairs as well. So for that first one, when our input was negative 3, always start with the input, or the input's going to be our x, then our output, our y value, is negative 10. Okay, so this ordered pair here, this negative 3, negative 10, where could we plot that? How would we plot that on the Cartesian plane? So here I've got a blank Cartesian plane. Let's say, okay, each one of these I'm going to say is 1. So we've gone left by negative 3. Let's do this. Maybe we can keep both in. Left by 3 because it's negative 3. And down by 10 because it's negative 10. So 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to have to really keep my wits about me here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So for this exercise, you're going to need to just draw yourself a blank Cartesian plane and then draw this grid in. And you're going to do that for each. There are only 2 that I'm going to ask you to do, plus this example. So 3 of these nice Cartesian planes. Okay, there's our point, but it would be good to label this point as well. So we're practicing quite a few things, and we're not doing too much with it at the moment, but we will be later in the year. So this is really, I mean, as I said, the functions are so important, but it's also one of my favorite sections, so maybe I'm biased. So this is the point, negative 3, negative 10. That's what that point is there. 1, 2, 3, and it's down by negative 10. Okay, let's do our next input, output, and rule. So our rule stays the same. We're taking an input of negative 2, and we're going to output, well, what is our output going to be? Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Negative 8 plus 2 is negative 6. Okay, so for that one, our ordered pair, I'm going to put it anywhere down here. I've got them nicely color-coded. And we know that if the negative 2 and the negative 6, we know the negative 2 and negative 6 go together. It's not just negative 2 or just negative 6. They go together with that rule. So there's our second coordinate, our second point. And let's go. Negative 2, so we're going 1, 2, and down by 6 because it's negative 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there it is. And let's label it. We said it was negative 2, negative 6. Cool, let's keep going. Let's get our green that we're missing so much. So our input now is negative 1, and we're going to apply this rule to find the output. And I trust you doing this. This is the example in the book. Hit pause, do it. Don't just follow along and then write down what I'm writing down. Pause, do it, and then check how you're doing. Okay, so negative 1 times 4, negative 4, plus 2 is negative 2. And I just look how much these are changing by. Let's see if we can see what the next values will be. So negative 2. So when our input was negative 1, our output was negative 2. Okay, so let's plot this. Left by 1 because it's negative 1, down by 2. 1, 2, it's going to be over there. And that point is negative 1, negative 2. And so we go along. Let's go for this blue color. Say, well, 0 times 4 is just 0, plus 2 is 2. So when we input 0, our output is 2. Cool, so our input 0, so along this axis here, which we definitely need to label this to say this is our x-axis and this one's our y-axis. So if we've gone nowhere along the x-axis, so we're there in the middle, we've gone up by 2, there it is. looking at the picture, our graph, where does it look like our next point will be? Because our input, we're just increasing by 1 each time. And what's happening with our output? Looks like it's going up, 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 up. I would guess at the same rate that our next output would be about here. You know what? I'm feeling so confident, I'm going to put it in. So I think I've gone across by 1. How much am I going up by each time? 4, 4, 4. So I think I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 by the same amount. Doesn't it look like it should keep following that nice pattern? And we started this section with patterns. These patterns lead us into functions so nicely. So I think that next point's going to be there. Let's see. Our next input is 1. What did I say the output would be according to my guess here? I'm going to just label it here. You can label it any side you like, as long as it doesn't interfere with the rest of the diagram. And so our input is 1. I've said the output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if it is. First multiply by 4. 1 times 4 is 4 plus 2. Yeah, that does give us 6. So how do you think I know that it's going to be at 1, 6? How did I know that it's going to do that? How did I know that if you went minus 10, minus 6, minus 2, 2, 6, what do you think the next one will be? Next input is 2. What do you think our output's going to be? And where do you think that it's going to go on your Cartesian plane? Okay, so you've hopefully got an idea there. Well, my idea is that we're adding 4 each time. We're going to cross by 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going up by 4. So 10. Now, have a look here. What we're multiplying by to start with. By 4, and we're going up by 4 each time. Okay. As I said, very much planting seeds of what's to come. Nothing given perfectly. Okay, so let's go for our bright green for our last one. And I'm just going to apply the rule, not even guess what this should be. Times 4. 4 times 3. 12 plus 2. 14. Input 3. Output 14. Input 3. 1, 2, 3. Output 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Input 3. Output 14. What type of shape does it look like this is drawing? And that's it. That's all we need to do for this exercise. So there are 2 for you to do. Apply the rule. Write them down as ordered pairs like this. Draw yourself a Cartesian plane with a nice grid in it and plot those points on the Cartesian plane. The rest is really just maybe seeing some interesting things about it and about how we're adding the same amount each time and how that relates to this number here. But those are just ideas at this stage. Nothing that we need to really solidify, but just kind of thinking about them in the background.